All right. What is up, everybody? Welcome back. GM. Oh shit, hold on, I got the echo. There we go. Mic check. Alright, get rid of it. Sorry about that. Wait, what the fuck? I still hear it. Sorry about that. God damn it. Mute. Stupid PumpFun. Anyways, start that over again. Welcome back, GM, everybody. I hope you had a better weekend than me. My weekend was not great. I did not even stream on Friday just because the markets were so depressing. Like, it's like sometimes you're just like why even bother? Why even bother? So yeah, I took Friday off, went out drinking on Saturday, and quit alcohol on Sunday. So I mean, I think that should tell you enough of how my Saturday night went and Sunday, basically whole weekend. So last time I quit alcohol, I went sober for 1 year. I'm gonna try to go for longer than 1 year. I don't really even like it anymore, to be honest. Anyways, let me get a mic check, please. Mic check. So, for today's episode, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at a few things that I am very interested in. Nice haircut. Thanks, bitch. No, I'm joking. What's up, Nigel? How's it going? Actually, yeah, I did get a fresh cut. Shit, looking pretty good. Anyways, so one of the most important things that I've been tracking for the entire, basically, crypto market in general, is the shutdown, the government shutdown. So I'll go ahead and start things off with some news on that, how it can impact the overall crypto markets. Did you pay for that haircut? Fuck off. What is wrong with you guys and my haircut, bruh? What's wrong with my haircut? Mike's good? All right, thanks. Fucking douchebags. What I need to do is fix this big ass forehead of mine. That's what I really need to do. Look at this fucking curvature, dude. I'm getting old, bruh. I say I wear these glasses for the light, but it really is to hide my fucking wrinkles. Look at that shit. Anyways, actually, it really is for the lights, but I'm also getting old. Shut up, fuck off. Anyways, so very key important things that we want to take a look at is basically the government shutdown finally lifting, why it's such a big, important factor. The shutdown is the longest shutdown we have ever had in United States history. I shouldn't even say they have ever had, because I'm not in fucking America, right? But the whole world suffers for it, right? Like anything that has to do with the US dollar or the American economy always basically ripples across the entire fucking planet, essentially. So that's one very big important thing. So basically for the last month, we've just had a lot of bearishness, mostly because of the whole, oh, hey, Crown's streaming at the same time. He has 559 followers. Bro, how many do we have? Or viewers? I hope we get more than Crown. Go ahead and hit that like, hit that subscribe for me, y'all. Please. We got 129. Damn, we do not have more than Crown. I see what the love is. Anyway, so for global macroeconomics, the super bearish news that we've been dealing with essentially is the trade war with China. Trump and his tariffs. Holy, look at all that buy pressure. Trump and his tariffs and everything has been super bearish. The news that's been coming out, as soon as anything China tariff increase, blah blah blah, those three words, if you just track them, then basically just dump everything, right? Because that's how the market reacts. But we've already gone through that. I think that they've already, if I'm not mistaken, they've already signed the trade deal. So, that FUD is already basically gone. And right now, the biggest hurdle is the fact that the government is still shut down. But we just got news today. Actually, I believe yesterday for you guys. We just got news last night, this morning for me, that the government has finally agreed on terms, and now they're pushing forward with the whole process to essentially end the government shutdown, get something signed. Once it's all signed and done, then finally we'll have
the money printer go back online. But now we're getting very bullish news. Let me go ahead and whoop, move this over here. I did not prepare that. All right, let me go ahead and show you guys this really quick so I can shut up with my jibber jabber. So this is Watcher Guru, made by a scammer. I think he sold the account though, to be honest. And it's basically one of the things that I always follow. This and Unfolded. But this is also, Watcher Guru channel is very good for following a lot of global macroeconomic stuff. Like just a bunch of random news stuff. Like even this right here, 105,000 Bitcoin, you know. It kind of posts too much, but it's good. And Unfolded is more technical, more nitpicky on crypto news. But I would highly recommend following both of them on Telegram if you're not already. This, by the way, is at Watcher Guru. No, / Watcher Guru. That's what it is, right? So make sure you guys have that. Make sure it's pinned. Make sure it's you have your notifications on, etc., because these alerts and these news analysis channel are very important for trading. So first things that I want to talk about. This right here. Well, the most important thing is actually down here. It is right here. Senate reaches deal to end government shutdown, political reports. So that means that they're getting close. The government shutdown is ending. They've said it like 3 or 4 times here. Senate advances bill to end the U.S. government shutdown. So it's going through the process, right? So this is very important because now, the money printers come back online and the government starts to actually function, right? So this is probably the biggest news that we have to look towards. But then like the bad news, the bearish news is already done, right? The tariff stuff. So then what other news is there? There's bullish news. And that is this right here that you just saw like 5 seconds ago. President Trump says Americans will get at least a $2,000 dividend payment excluding high income earners. So this is essentially the exact same as COVID. Right, so COVID, people, like all of the American citizens got $2,000, and basically retail got $2,000. And what did they do with that? They gambled it away on shitcoins and DeFi Summer and Ponzi's and stuff like that. Right, so why would it change? Do you think people learn? Of course not. That's why we've gotten liquidated a million times, right? But we keep on doing the same fucking thing. It is what it is. It is what it is. But I really think that a lot of this money is gonna go right back into the markets. $2,000 is, god damn it, this fucking thing. $2,000 is not that much, to be honest. Especially in America, it's pretty much jack shit in America these days. But it's enough to play with for crypto. And people are going to want a lot more than just $2,000, right? They're going to want to turn that into $20,000, essentially, right? And then if someone's like, oh, hey, bro, I got this, like, cool meme coin, fucking whatever, wolf token, go buy it, right? Then everyone will start basically injecting that into the markets, and we'll get a nice little rally. And if that actually starts to happen, then we'll also get institutional investors that see that and volume trade it and basically front run it. So it's not just the $2,000 of the retail money that's coming into the market. It's also like all of the smart investors that see retail is injecting money into the markets and basically try to front run them. So it should be hopefully a nice little rally, end of the year rally, because it's been fucking dreadful lately. We also have yesterday, or was it this morning? No, this was yesterday at 8:20 p.m. Oh yeah, so this is actually yesterday's news, Sunday's news. Excuse me. Michael Seller says buying more Bitcoin. We know by now he buys very small amounts, but it seems like he's buying more and more and more, like more often, but still small amounts. Before he was buying massive amounts. Now he's I mean it's kind of turned into a meme. But if he does manage to raise a bunch of money and buy a massive amount, then we would definitely see it on the order books. Right now you see Bitcoin on the top right. The sell pressure is, the CVD is showing some sell pressure, but the price just won't dump. It's just chilling up there. So I mean I'm pretty bullish, man. You can see the all markets. So Bitcoin's going down, but the all markets, which is basically everything, right, is actually curving up. So I think that's because Ethereum is a lot stronger. Ethereum, Solana are a lot stronger than Bitcoin, since they do have the ETF inflow that is a lot stronger. Full porting my 2K stimmy into Wolf. Nice, nice. Do it, bro. Do it. So, quick little update on Wolf. If you guys don't know, this is Wolf token right here. Let me go ahead and drop this down. Ah, look at that handsome devil. Anyways, this Wolf token right here. So we dumped down to 426.6k. This fucking mic. 426.6k. And let me skip this song. I don't like that song. It's distracting. There we go. More retro. Anyways, $426,000. It's been dumping tremendously, massively. Unfortunately, it's just been a dumperoonie, dump fest. I have been just buying back with whatever I can with the treasury vault, especially at these lower ranges, because I think it's just honestly way too cheap. But today, since we dumped down so low after it seems like a whale basically rage quit, I decided to buy in with my own bag, another like $2,200, and am going to look to accumulate some more coins down at these ranges, specifically because now our hyperliquid is done and complete. So like I've told you guys before, once our hyperliquid front end is completed, I will have the devs work on creating the bridge. I right now I have them tasked on two things. They should be creating, channel your inner retard. They should be creating your are you going to play Minecraft or just jibber jabber? I'm not gonna fucking play Minecraft. Fuck off. Let me put this up let me open up the S&P. There you go, a chart. A respectable chart. Because that shit looks, wolf chart looks nasty. Anyways, they're building a bridge on Wormhole, and then I also have them looking into creating a arbitrage bot specifically for the LP pools that I'm gonna add on Wolf token, so that after I add the pools and everything, then it will automatically have volumes coming in from the arbitrage, right? Well, ask Daddy Wolf if I can have an analyst channel. Yeah, so man, you can have more than an analyst channel, bro. You can have like a whole section if you want. I don't know, up to you. It's up to you. If you just want an analyst channel, you can do that. If you want a whole section, you can do that. You know, like a specific channel where people can chat with you, you can do that. Just let me know. Or we can do the Telegram thing. By the way, everybody that's watching that's in the What Exchange Discord, if you guys are not in it and you want to join, that is discord.gg/what exchange. Right? Yeah. Discord.gg/what exchange. But if you guys, everyone that's in Wolf, in the Discord channel, I'm considering opening up a Telegram, specifically because some staff have asked, and I'm a little bit afraid that it'll, like, you know, split the community too much, because it's already like not even that active as it is. But I don't know. I guess it's up to you guys. If you guys are interested in a Telegram channel specifically for What Exchange, then let me know. The weak hands getting out the bottom before all the moves happen is insane, but all good. Let's secure the bottom before the real run. Yeah, boy. Yeah, I think the guy that was holding just simply wasn't watching the streams, most likely. He like said bye and he like rage quit basically. But I don't know his name. You know, he kind of like posted one time. All right, let's do some TA really quick. So I told you the macroeconomics aspect of things as to why I'm bullish, right? But it's not just that. Technical analysis is also showing a lot of bullishness. I'm not immediately bullish. You know, I think that we could potentially chop down. It's not like I'm really looking to, you know, catch any knives or like just go like heavy all in, like YOLO, whatever. I've mostly just been stacking stable coins in the strategy vault from Orderly, but I do have like some Orderly longs, and I've just basically been accumulating that little by little. But right here we have a nice, on the 4 hour, this is the S&P 500, we have a very nice, very clean descending broadening wedge. So if you guys don't remember that from last time, let me pull that up 1 second. Let me find what is this? Coin market cap. Hyperscan. Let me pull this up really quick. Oh, there you go. Descending broadening wedge. Bada boom, bada bing. Easy clap. Boom. I mean, this basically shows it one-to-one, right? So it goes down, it's a lower low, higher low, and then a lower low, and a higher low, and then a lower low, and then a higher low, and then a lower low, and then a breakout, right? So right now we're at the breakout point. You can see right here, that's exactly what we did. We came over here, we bounced up, we came over here, we bounced up, we came over here, bounced up, came over here, bounced up, over here, bounced up. Okay, so what we're looking for right now is specifically a breakout from this point. I think that's why you don't really see that much volume and stuff happening right now, because the shutdown hasn't lifted yet, but we know it's gonna happen. But it still hasn't happened yet. I think that if it actually was lifted, that would be a more bullish thing. Or maybe it's not even enough, to be honest. But we do have a gap down here, which is the scary part. So really what you would want to be doing is you would want to short this, because it's at resistance, right? So you want to sell at resistance or short at resistance, and aim to close this gap down here at 6745. And then once it goes back for a throwback on this area, look for like a breakout afterwards. But then, like, we already know the shutdown's gonna end, right? And the money printers are gonna turn back on. So what you have a lot of people doing is longing right here or buying right here specifically, so that all the traders that are trying to essentially do this trade get caught at resistance, especially if they're using leverage, because then if this pumps up from here, it could pump up pretty heavily, because everyone from here will get stopped out or short squeezed. So I personally would say wait. I think that we're gonna keep pushing up, to be honest. I don't really think that we're gonna dump down. Like, I mean, why would I sell and aim for that when we're obviously fundamentally bullish, I think. But yeah, it's just is not a very clear signal. I think long, though, to be honest. You can even see over here, this is the CVD is the cumulative volume delta, and there's the all USD, which means all of the crypto markets, etc. And you can see right here, that even though we trailed down this path, this was going upwards like that, then it came back down. Here we're still trailing upwards pretty nicely. So yeah, I mean, to me that just looks like a bullish flag, to be honest. And if you guys don't know, please, I hope you know what a bull flag is. But if you don't know what a bull flag is, I'll show you really quick. Bullish flag chart pattern. So a bull flag has two ways that it can be formed. Well, actually, there's three ways. So the most obvious one that everyone knows is that it goes up, it trails sideways sideways and down on a channel, and then it continues pumping up after that. But it can actually just go flat sideways. Let's see an example. Flat bull flag pattern. Why can't I find it? There you go. Here's one. See, bull flag. It just goes up. It basically chops up in this range, and then it breaks the resistance thing, and it keeps going up after that. So that's essentially what I think is happening right now. See, there you go.
Flagentian pen. What the fuck is that? Flat top. There you go. Flat top flag. That's what Bitcoin and all USD is doing right now. Basically a flat top flag. Jackie, what's up, brother? I like the TG idea, actually. I think it only gives us a chance to grow the community across the space. Yeah, we could do that. I mean, the thing that I hate about Telegram, unfortunately, is they suck dick, right? So some douchebag scammer who was actually an influencer. I don't know who it was, but back when I was trying to do a fair launch with basically a bunch of KOLs on board, they ended up making a phishing website of What Exchange and trying to scam the KOLs in the group chat, saying like, oh, you know, connect to this and, you know, acquire like your tokens or whatever the fuck. But as soon as you interacted with the contract, it was a wallet drainer, right? So I thankfully nobody got scammed, nobody got drained, but it ruined our reputation with some like Korean KOLs, because they thought that it was us that was doing it, and it wasn't. But that same piece of shit also acquired like What Exchange, What Official, and like all this BS, right? I think it's the same with like Hyperliquid. Hyperliquid also had their Telegram handles stolen. So it's just annoying to deal with, right? But we got another one, and I think that we'll probably do the Telegram idea, just because, you know, some people like Telegram. I think that it's easier to grow a Telegram server than it is to grow a Discord server. And everyone that's like you know, an OG Wolfpack member that really enjoys, you know, essentially the Discord server can just stay on Discord, or they can go to Telegram, like whatever, right? So let's go back to the analysis really quick. So right now I think it's a no trade zone. You know, just wait to see what happens with this. If it starts pushing up, I think it's a buy signal, because that just basically makes it confirmation for bullishness. Even if we don't start pushing up, I still think it's a buy. I just wouldn't use high leverage. I would use very low leverage. But let's take a look at some other coins. Oh, excuse me. Order USD. This has a nasty little head and shoulders forming here. Gotta keep an eye on that. The 2 hour does not look too good because of this dip right here on the Ichimoku cloud. We're still on the 3 hour resistance cloud, which is this big red area. So within the resistance clouds, you usually get forms of like choppiness, right? It's very common. So even if we broke back up, I think that we could still break back down under here and then come out afterwards. So yeah, I wouldn't be using high leverage on anything, even Bitcoin, Ethereum, nothing like that, because I think that we're gonna have like one of these very slow sort of recovery things where it just kind of keeps going up like that until finally, you know, maybe in like 2 weeks or something, we'll gain a lot more confidence. Probably when everyone gets those nice $2,000 stimmy checks. You know, everyone got wiped out by CZ, so I think that they would really like a $2,000 stimmy check. Yikes. This chart is all over the place, bro. Pretty strong support right there. Yeah, I think that this is bottom for orderly. I just wouldn't expect, like, again, I wouldn't expect a massive pump unless we have, you know, Binance and OKX listing, which I honestly think is right around the corner. I'm not exactly sure when it's happening, but I do think it's imminent. And let's take a look at the numbers. Castillo Trading, what's up, brother? How's it going? How's the fan? Castillo, when do you stream, bro? Plug in your stream in case other people want to watch. Seems like we don't have the conflicting times, right? Crown and I have conflicting times. Damn, he's got 1.2k followers. I'm only at 329. Damn, bro. Show me some love, guys. Please. Mi familia. So one thing I'm looking for, by the way, I actually have my take profits over here at like 43, 44. I actually think it's at like 45, to be honest. But it'd probably be better to do it at like 43. For a just like surprise Binance listing. I think that it would do more than the Korean listing, like more of a pump. And this is a very key level, liquidity level right here, which is where the daily candles end, which is like right there. So this is 44 cents. So from now at 18 cents to 44 cents would be a very nice trade. And you can make a lot of money not even buying leverage. Like you can just buy spot, which is something I would highly recommend. But yeah, this is basically 140% profits versus a potential downside of 18.85%. We have buybacks now. Let me take a look at the Dune analytics. Where's the Dune? So we have buybacks now. The volumes have dropped tremendously on unfortunately on Orderly, and that's largely because they got scammed by that fucking Korean douchebag, the Aiden guy in Bum TV. But the very surprising thing is that the fees have not really dropped. Maybe a little bit, but in the last 24 hours. By the way, I hate Dune's new site. It's terrible. Like, why is this so small? Anyways, in the last 24 hours, Orderly made $27,603. If we do the math on that again, 27,603. Let's scoot this over here. Oh wait, 27,603. Where's the 6? My 6 doesn't work. 27,603 times 60%. God, what is wrong with my 6, bro? I need to fix this fucking thing. 27,603 times 60%. So that's $16,561 being injected into the price. It is not all deflationary, because it's half of that is being rewarded as ES, like escrowed order. But escrow order cannot, it takes 3 months to unlock. So we have 3 months of deflationary buy pressure at these points. And that is, so if we did that times basically actually that's not even a good way to do it. Let's take a look at the 30-day revenues. So 30-day average net fees is 25,100 basically. 25,100 times 60%, 15,060, right? So if we did that times 3.6, that'll be 5,500,000
a year being injected. Wait a second. This how the fuck did I do the math last time? I'm being retarded right now. I mean, I could do it this way, but this seems way more complicated. So 15,060 times market cap, or divided by market cap. Where is my? There you go. Okay, where's the market cap is 60.38 million. Time or divided by 60.38 times 100. So it's basically deflationary of 0.025% every day. Which is pretty good. Pretty good. If I recall, that's better than hyperliquid. I forget what hyperliquid was. It's not that much lower, but greater than hyperliquid's deflationary metrics. So I think we're worth investing into, especially if we start, you know, the market starts recovering and a lot of this volume starts to come back. Right now, Aiden basically took all the volume away because Gate.io purchased Aiden, but they never really gave much revenues anyways. Like, I think Aiden made revenues, right? Like Aiden was making like 26K, 29K, etc., etc. But I don't think that they really gave that much to, like, I don't think Orderly made a lot of revenues because they had to keep the volume. Basically, they were just dropping fees to keep the volume there. I mean, you can see right here, like the rolling average net fees. You can tell that Orderly did not make a lot of money from Aiden because of this. Rolling average net fees is going up, so Orderly's making a lot more money nowadays, but the builder volume is just crashing, right? Even the rolling average volume, whatever, is going lower. So it just makes no sense. Like that doesn't make any sense at all. So essentially, Aiden was, in my opinion, pretty toxic volumes. I mean, it's kind of like wash trading, but not really wash trading. Like retail, like something to just acquire a bunch of retail. The positive thing is that it allowed Orderly to drop their market making rebates to the market makers, but now we see if that's gonna stick. Oh, we got some nice sell pressure here happening. Is he gonna finally make a move? Most likely not. Most likely just stay there. Let me see. Can't believe bro scammed like that. I know that had to hurt the team because they put so much marketing / resources behind his decks. Yeah, they paid. Well, Rand paid, you know, a lot of money himself just to get him on board and to do his trading competitions, and then for him to just basically sell it to a competitor and a centralized exchange on top of that is just fucked. They basically scammed Orderly and ran off like bandits. Took all of the customers that they brought to Gate, used Orderly to fund, you know, all the incentives for the customers to come, used Orderly's infrastructure and everything, basically giving them no money, just bringing the customers to Orderly and then having Orderly fit the bill and then selling it back to Gate. It's like, bro, that's like the shadiest. I mean, the dude, I would call the dude a scammer. In my eyes, he's a fucking scammer. He's a piece of shit. So yeah, if anybody out there knows InBum TV, Call him a fucking faggot for me. Thank you. All right. Anyways, enough of that toxicity. Moving on. Moving on. What else? What other tokens are you guys looking at? Anything else I should look at? What is Look doing? Look is I think it's doing terrible. Yeah. Oof. He has like all-time lows. Oh no, it bounced up a little bit. Oh no, not all-time lows. All-time lows way lower. Might be a good time to buy, to be honest. This floor right here. But the problem with Look, the thing that has me scared about Look is that they are like they have way too many insiders that are just draining their project. So this range is essentially the floor right here. This is where you would want to buy. And it's basically within that. Excuse me. But this is why it's so important to gain control of your token, essentially, right? Everyone hates to admit that they have control over their token, but every project out there that's pumping has control over their token. They usually gain like, in order for something to pump, like you usually need like 80% control of the entire token. So people are actually only trading, you know, fighting over 20% of it. And the reason for that is because when somebody owns too much of a percentage, right, then they basically dump, and it just ruins any sort of rally, ruins any sort of like hopium, blah blah blah. And you need, you basically need I'll show you right now. I'll draw it up on the chart. You need the price to go up, and then people are gonna dump. But if they have too much, it'll just dump back down like it did right here, right? Or even you know, right here, essentially. It'll just dump way too low. So what you want is somebody that is to have control of it, and when they dump, you know, is just a little bit, but not enough to scare everyone away. And then you can like keep buying, and then once it breaks over that new all-time high and it's back in like price discovery range, then that's when everyone starts to FOMO in, right? So once more people are start FOMOing in, then people start talking about it more. It's like on a rally, holy crap, this is gonna go to the moon, because people don't think about like, oh, you know, this is when it's in price discovery mode. People don't think about like, oh, I should sell in 10% or 20%. They think, holy shit, this thing can go all the way up to $10, and then they start doing the math on the calculator, like how much money would I have if this went all the way up to $10, right? Like we've all done it. We all fucking do it, right? So that hopium is what you need in order to get people talking about it, holding it, and yeah, and for the price to actually keep pumping, right? But you just got to make sure that there's not too many people with control on the token. You need revenue to essentially pump it up, and then and utility basically to pump it up, users to pump it up, but you need control of the token beforehand. That's actually why I decided to buy some more Wolf tokens today. Try to gain control of that shit. Because I mean, just the dude that sold today, I mean, or not today, yesterday or 2 days ago, whatever it was. I mean, he obviously owned way too much. I think he had like 11 million tokens. That's quite a lot. Bro, this music sucks. What's up with this damn like mix, this playlist that I have? Let's see. This is supposed to be like the copyright free shit. Lo-fi? No, I don't want lo-fi. That should have put you to sleep. The fuck is this? Ah. Copyright free drum and bass music. There you go. I like this mix, hour-long mix. Easy. Well, thank God I didn't have any leverage trades open. Looks like the market's dumping. Looks like I was wrong. Yet again. Let's take a look at BTC. Yeah. Unless we see some buy pressure come in, like right about now, I think that this is just going to keep going down. And it looks like it's going to keep going down. We need more alpha. Wolves holding the supply. Wait, bro, are you on YouTube and Twitter? Damn. That's what I call support right there. Shit, give me 2 thumbs up then. How about that? But yeah, Bitcoin looks like it's gonna come back down. Maybe a retest of this neckline right here. Market's not ready yet. Not ready yet. We need basically, I think, easy mode buy pressure from the government. To be honest, we need the printers back on. The market cannot recover on its own. Everyone's broke. But this would be a very nice. I mean, if it can bounce from here and then go all the way back up and hit this, and then do that, I mean, that would be a super nice pattern, right? Megaphone pattern. That would be really nice, really nice. Because how much lower could we go? You know what I mean? I don't really see us dumping that much lower if we have money coming in, stimmies coming in. You know, the tariff stuff is gone. Let's take a look at the stocks again. You moved from YouTube to Twitter now because now I'm on my phone, but I thumbed you on it on both. Nice, appreciate it, brother. I mean, even the engagement. Look, but you see, but the stock market's pumping, bro. Crypto's just a weak little bitch. Like, there's no other way to say it. It's just a fucking weak ass bitch. How is it that we can pump up on stocks and we're dumping on crypto? How does that make any sense? We have a breakout on stocks, but I think stocks is gonna come back down. Now that I see crypto going back down, I think stocks is gonna follow. There's probably a liquidity stop hunt. So I mean, I would short. I'd probably do that. Like right now, I don't know if you guys want to trade S&P, but this is a pretty nice R&R, 5.43 for a short. Well, I would probably actually make this higher, maybe like over this. So more like a 3.45. Still not bad. Still not bad. Yeah, I mean the crypto market just keeps dumping. It doesn't look like it's gonna bounce. Yeah, just keeps on dumping. Look at that. All USD is now down to 12,455, and Bitcoin's down to 105,046. Is about to dump down under 105K again. What the fuck am I doing? I mean, it'd probably be good for a short. Too late now. I mean, not really. Not too late now, but I don't know. I wouldn't short at these levels, I think. I would instead be looking for a long. Probably somewhere like over here at 103K. 102.965 is where the Kijun is at. That's what I would aim for on the 4 hour. Let's see what Crown has to say.
Anyways, then everything else we've seen. Yeah, this is the weakest of the bunch that we've seen so far. Not fucking good here, man. Not fucking good here. Just, again, things may bounce a little bit more. It's very possible, but understand heavy bearish buys as long as you're below the most recent price action pivot here, which is 272, or yeah, about 272. Again, if you just need a super obvious sort of bias point for general trend, the price action pivots indicator is going to get that, it's going to get that correct about 95% of the time, maybe even more. Moi.
Justice said, how are you finding the stream time versus the previous time we were streaming? It's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah. Okay.
I basically just get off the stream and go straight to sleep, right? So, I think I get a lot more viewers and engagement at these times. So yeah, it's whatever.
At least it'll keep you on the right side of the trend at the very fucking minimum. Anyways, your question is, can we reach 2.5 easily if Bitcoin pumps? Yeah, 2.5 I don't think is outside of the realm of possibility. Again, it doesn't get you anywhere near that last lower high at 272, but do I think that 250 could happen? Yeah, if Bitcoin trades to 109, let's say, then yes, I would probably expect this thing to get somewhere around 250-ish region. Overall, though, this
Castillo Trading says, you and Crown, the legends I start my day with. I appreciate the compliment, brother.
Coat things, when it comes to these markets, because I know most other people on YouTube, most other people on Twitter will do this, but
now you can appreciate both at the same time since I'm watching the stream. I'll probably do this from now on.
Could it go for this low here that you saw in late September, or sorry, in earlier October? It's possible, yeah, but at least this one right here. So I think the upside really is limited. I do think that you might hit 250 on an upside try, but I think that's probably the extent of your upside as well. Yeah, again, just being super honest with you, man. Looks like Bitcoin's actually going to come down as U.S. markets open. Let's see what's going on here. Yeah, the bi-weekly chart is a problem. Still think it might hit 109. I still think that there is a potential of that, but when I look at the bi-weekly chart, this thing wants to come down, man. It wants to come down. Again, what I feel very confident on is the 5-day setup right here. At some point, it will come back down here. The question is, does it bounce first and then come down, or does it come down immediately? I guess if it came down immediately, it's more like ripping off the band, so that's better, at least in my opinion.
But it already wicked there.
But we'll see. Time will tell. Time will tell on this one. Anyways, let me take another sip of this water, then we'll get into Warren Bondurant. He's looking at a stonk. It's Moderna. Oh, I haven't heard about this one since the old Rona times. You know what I was just thinking about yesterday is Rona was like 6 years ago now. It really doesn't feel like it was that long ago. It's kind of crazy. Anyways, terrible on the daily. But what time frame are you on? You're on the weekly and a monthly. When I do go to the monthly, God, it's still god awful, man. I mean, this is just a chart of a shitcoin.
Fucking shitcoin.
To be honest, but
all right. I mean, Moderna, they don't fucking buy it. Obviously, it looks like a dead coin. But it's I find it funny that he's basically looking at the same stuff, right? He highlighted the $2,000 stims, so I didn't even see his stream from the beginning. I'm assuming it's probably essentially the same shit. Wow, his entry stuff is really nice. Oh, it has a timer and everything. Damn, so how long does he fucking sit around for before it goes live? Should I fucking integrate something like that? Ah, so it's a 10-minute timer. Yeah, I should fucking do a timer, huh? I don't know about all this fucking weird, funky, like, cartoon like random shit he's got going on, but I think a timer and a 10-minute like wait would be nice to get, to start the show while people are there. Little Game of Thrones reference. That's pretty cool. Oh, he actually does show his face. I thought he got rid of it completely. Shilling his meta signals. I want to see if he actually talks about the stim
Understand
stuff.
why they did it, but a shade of Bitcoin. Anyone can buy a shade. And one other the other big mistake that I see people make with meta signals, which it's funny but it's not funny, right? Like I can understand why someone would, the average, which is true, but will go up just not as much. Fucking love it. Bitcoiner 21 mil says, it is crazy that we all come here to hang out and talk about how gay we are for TA and make raunchy jokes in the chat. LFG, that's right, looking for gays, and I'm gay as well, and we are here to be gay and gay with each other because that is the way to be gay. He actually did hit that. Actually went a little bit below, but that's okay. Still a higher low in this case, and bro. Upside in the short term still
Holy
very
shit.
much anticipated here. I do look at this. Not the best time to be bearish. It's generally not the best time to be bearish. And when we look at the monthly right
he's got
here,
the fucking new
last week's
hairline,
dump
right? That's why
and
shit. I'm
retesting
gonna have to
perfectly
do
that red
I
5
think at some
EMA.
point.
Like
His
as
fucking
long as
bald ass
price
head.
is above there,
Forehead.
I'm just bullish.
That's
And
what
I'm
makes
not
him look
saying
so
that price
different.
can't reverse.
Ah.
Of course, at some point it will. It's inevitable. But until that actually happens, until you get the first major signal of a real potential correction, I don't think it's wise to get super bearish on these markets, especially in traditional markets. And maybe this week, maybe next week, the range to be expected. So I would be looking for this one to pop back up towards about 330-ish region, 340-ish region. Probably this week. We're already going to see this one open up about $10 higher to 321. So not bad right there. Daily stochastic momentum probably going to turn up relatively soon as well. Again, the market's playing ping pong right now, at least for Coinbase. Just to, again, answer the sort of short-term question, at least. But yeah, even that wouldn't really change around things too much. A little bit herp and derp here. But, during these times, important things do happen. Let me just take a sip of this water and then I'll get back into it. TI. As of right now, it's a and this particular setup that I have going on, not saying that this is cycle have actually come in March of 2024 before Bitcoin played out that 6 or 7 month long.
Why isn't he talking about the stems? And the macro.
Yeah, again, these are holds that I'll be holding for 10 years. This is very obviously a nice piece of edge, but just calling out these areas of interest are not really a strategy in and of themselves. The most obvious question after that would be, how do I manage my risk? And what should I target? That's where I hand over the keys to you and say, figure it out, motherfucker, and do some actual goddamn work. But there you go. There's
Mondays are usually bullish.
You also don't here to actually, we'll get into that more. And this is while this one has perhaps super expensive, but yeah, let it bounce first. You're about to have almost 3.
Okay, I don't see him talking about the stimmy stuff, so I'm just gonna go ahead and stop looking for it. But I mean, it seems like a lot of the stuff that he talks about is the meta traders, shilling his bags. Wolf and turkey soon? No, I don't think so. I think I got few more years before I need that. I think I have a pretty good set of hair, right? It's just, I don't know why. I guess the hairline's receding a little bit, but yeah. I mean, so I try to go over the Crown's pretty good. His analysis is good. I think we see eye to eye on a lot of things usually. But what I was looking for was basically his point of view and his take on the things that I think is what's going to drive this pivot point upwards, right? So that's just to reiterate and say it again, that's the government shutdown finally lifting, the money prints are turning back on, and then a nice push of $2,000 stimmies to basically everyone in the United States, because most people are broke in the United States. So yeah, and then essentially that in one way or another making it back into the crypto markets. And who knows, maybe it won't, because it's going to be holiday season, right? A completely different point in time as when we experienced COVID. Also during COVID, everyone was stuck at home. They had nothing to do, so they resorted to entertaining themselves by gambling, essentially. Um, so yeah, it's a completely different environment and setting, but with similar details. So I don't really know how it would react. Like maybe people would just save that money for Christmas presents, or just learn their lesson the first time and would invest it wisely, like put it in the bank, or well, the bank is fucking terrible investment. But maybe like put it in a stablecoin farm or like something like that, right? Maybe the market's more matured, so that now they wouldn't just fucking YOLO it into some meme coins and shit like that. But maybe they will. I would assume that at least some of that money is gonna go back into the markets. Maybe not as much as before, but all we really need is enough to just get the institutional investors interested to buy, and then we could, it could be a domino effect where it just essentially keeps going up and up from there. And then once we have like the confidence, then maybe it'll just take off on its own. Or maybe not. Maybe it'll just be a dead cat bounce and it fucking comes up here, but then it comes back down and it fucking, goes down to $8. I don't know. I don't know. Bitcoin's going to zero. Who knows? Who cares? I care, actually. I would be fucked. But, brother, I stream to free private group, not the masses. Ah, gotcha. Why? Why do you stream to a free private group? Stark looking interesting. Starknet? Really? Oh, wait, Stark? You talking about Starknet, or are you talking about this shit? Strategy. I'm assuming you mean Starknet, right? Oh, what is up with that pump? What the fuck? Okay, that's got to be news. That's got to be catalyst oriented. What do they got going on? Yeah, Stark USDT.
Obviously that new compared to like your average shitcoin. But anyways, you're looking at a 4 hour.
Starknet. Let's see if they got any interesting news coming out. Oh, I don't follow them. Why not? I knew the guys. Privy is now available on Starknet, bringing its embedded wallets to the ecosystem for users. Supercharge. We use Privy for what exchange? I don't know the details of it technically, like technologically wise, but it seems to be the main thing that everyone uses right now. So it's pretty good. Why is the spotlight back on Starknet? Starkware, monitoring the situation. Z Starknet. Maybe this is why. Starknet execution, Circle Stark proofs settled on Zcash. Z Starknet explores a Starknet-inspired rollup that anchors to Zcash Layer 1 via transparent Zcash extension, TZE, verifier. Programmable, privacy native, and battle ready for zero-knowledge maximalists. Circle Starks, Madara. Zcash is the settlement layer. The layer 2 is Madara. And proof system is Circle. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's because of this. I honestly don't. Yeah, Zek beta play. I don't really understand the stupid microphone. I don't understand the hype for Zek. I mean, I guess it's just another fucking bubble that I'm gonna miss, right? Like as if I haven't missed fucking all of them since basically DeFi summer. I mean, I thought that this was gonna go down like this. I was obviously wrong. Obviously wrong. I did short it, but I got stopped out of entry, so like I didn't lose any money on it. But I was just, I don't know, not flabbergasted. I wanted to say flabbergasted. Not like super surprised, right? Because I've seen so many coins pump, dead coin. I've seen so much shady shit. But I mean, I a little bit surprised that it still has juice. I think that this is very obviously a DAT play. I don't know if they've announced a DAT for Zcash, but I would not be surprised. Like I would bet money that there's a DAT in the books for this. Would highly bet money. Because basically then, before that, it would just all be insiders essentially buying it up. And then whenever the DAT thing goes live, then they basically dump it on the institutional investors. The institutional investors that invest in the DAT basically buy the top. And then everyone starts to sell. That's usually how it goes. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't buy. I'm not drinking the juice. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid, man. This shit's a fucking pump and dump. Nobody's gonna convince me otherwise. I mean, I think that Zcash, even before this big pump and everything, I've always thought it was shit. Always thought it was dog shit. Monero is way better. I mean, let's just be real. If you want privacy, Monero is like the number one. Nobody gave a shit about Zcash. And then out of nowhere, boom. So yeah, it's to me it's manipulation. I think that this thing will see back. It'll be like a Ripple, you know, like this is essentially the $3 pump, and then I think it'll come all the way back down towards like $40-$50, and then eventually, you know, maybe at some point pump again, but. I don't know. I just don't see this sustaining, personally. Let's take a look at Doge really quick. But hold on. Let me do analysis on Start. Sorry, I forgot to actually do that. Wow, that fucking chart is disgusting. It looks good to buy though. It looks like a decent buy. But I think before I even look at this, we would have to take a look at the fundamentals. Right, so actually let's ask Grok. He's pretty good at it. Give me an in-depth report on Starknet. Tell me about its tokenomics, token unlock schedule, anything that can be considered inflationary, and also anything that could be considered deflationary. It has pumped recently. Why? Is it due to ZEC integration? All right, let's see what Grok has to say. Grok's pretty good at research, to be honest. We have a nice little pump happening on Bitcoin. All right, while it does that, I'm gonna do my own research. So actually, I don't even like to do it on this. I like to do drops tab. Oh, Stark has ZEC founders behind it and is apparently an L2 to ZEC. Oh, so that's what I just saw, right? Yeah. Are you on the fucking Zcash bandwagon? I wonder, is that the new Bitcoin? Should I just sell all my Bitcoin and buy Zcash? Is that the new meta? Zcash to 100,000. Let's see, the price is dumped to shit, but let's take a look at the market cap. Yeah, you see the market cap is, even though it's dumped like crazy, market cap is actually pretty high. So, I mean, the inflation on this must have been enormous. So there's only 45% out. That means that there's still quite a lot of inflation possible. And seeing how the price and the market cap moved and worked before, I would be careful with this investment, bro. I definitely wouldn't hold it. That's for sure. Let's see what the vesting looks like. In 5 days, there'll be an unlock of 2.81% of the market cap. That's 1.28% of the total supply. And it happens every month. But what is this? Investors is half of that. Early is investors and early contributors. Oh, bro, get the fuck out of. What are you doing, dude? Don't buy this shit. They're gonna dump on you, bro. This is going on for until let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Oh my god, dude, is over a year. No way, dude. Don't buy it. No buy. This is dangerous. Do not. Highly, highly advise. Don't do it. It would be different if it was like foundation unlock. You know, if it was like strategic reserve, foundation, shit like that. Because then it's just kind of like shit that just unlocks and it pretty much does nothing, right? Like they use it for marketing, like shit like that. But early contributors and investors, they are going to dump on your ass. And you can tell that they're going to dump on your ass because they have done nothing but dump since. Right? If they were holding, then this shit would not be so bad. Yeah, the price pumped up a little bit and they're like, I would sell and like, maybe if you're riding this wave, by all means, go ahead. I think it could probably pump up to like 30 cents. I mean, maybe 40 if like the hype is super crazy. I don't think so, but maybe you can pump up to like 30 cents. Is at 19 cents right now, almost 20. But yeah, I mean, holding past that, I think would be way too risky. Because I would assume that people that bought in now would also know that the unlock schedule is bad and the sell pressure is bad. And they would most likely not wait till the very last day. They would probably sell like 2 or 3 days before. So you're looking at like a potential of holding for like, the next, like I would sell after the next 48 hours. Or even within the next 48 hours, I would be looking to sell. Let's take a look. So now we got an in-depth report on Stark. I already know what it is. There you go, tokenomics. Stark and its tokenomics are designed to align incentives among users, developers, stakers, and governance participants. The total supply of Stark is fixed at 10 billion tokens, fully created at approximately 4.4. So more than half remains to unlock. The initial distribution emphasis long-term ecosystem growth with significant portions allocated to community and development initiatives. Here's a detailed breakdown. Or early contributors is 20%. Investors is another basically 20%. So I mean that's where most of the unlocks are coming from. Is just that. Shit, I need water. Stark serves multiple core functions within the ecosystem. Transaction fees. Since Stark fees must be paid exclusively in Stark. Yada yada yada. But I mean, not that many people use StarkNet. Apex was like one of the biggest users of it, I think, and they even got off of it because. And I used to work with Apex, right? I was like their number one KOL and like essentially advisor and something like that. But yeah, StarkNet is not that great. It's basically what I got out of it from the experience is it's very clunky. They dropped a lot of orders, like all this sort of stuff. So yeah, I don't think that it's that great of a product. They have a lot of flaws and things that they're working on. Holders vote on protocol upgrades, economic parameters, and values via the StarkNet governance hub. Token unlock schedule. So we already saw how bad it is. Okay, so here's the inflationary aspect. Staking mining rewards minting. New Stark is minted as rewards for stakers securing, sequencing, proving, and consensus. The first stage staking proposal, SNP 18, approved September 2024. Caps, theoretical. So inflation supports bootstrapping security, but is capped to avoid hyper dilution. Circulating supply grows via unlocks and minting, with FTV concerns noted in community discussions. Yeah, I mean, if you take a look at it. Oh wait, where the fuck? So if you take a look at it, yeah, FTV is 2 billion. I don't think that's like that much of a concern. It's not like, you know, it's infrastructure, right? So infrastructure can definitely be very high market caps, but yeah, it is a lot for sure. So deflationary aspect, proposed fee burn. The community proposal suggests burning a portion of Stark transaction fees, creating continuous supply reduction as usage scales, similar to like Ethereum right now, right? This would tie deflation to network activities. Unclaimed token burns, leftover airdrop provision tokens from 2023 snapshots are burned. Future buyback and burn staking earnings. But I don't think Stark earns that much. Overall impact, these counter inflation, potentially making Stark deflationary at high adoption. No burns are active yet, but proposals gain traction amid high FTV critiques. So it's not even, it's not even active right now. Recent price pump. Stark surge, amid broader L2 rally, ZK sank, yada, yada, yada. Key drivers, S2 proof of release. Oh, excuse me. Outlook and risk. The pump appears momentum driven with RSI at 75 overbought, suggesting short-term pullbacks to 0 to 18 cent support. Upside targets 30 cents. Next resistance. You see? That's what boom. Even fucking the AI agrees with me. 30 cents. If BTC holds 105K plus long-term, Stark could 5x to $1 by 2026. No way. On mainnet upgrades and adoption. The problem is adoption, right? Like they don't have that many people using it. But risk include November 15 unlock, 64 million tokens, 1.4% of the supply, and that's in 5 days, and ongoing inflation. ZEC integration remains a proposal. Watch Zcash forum votes for confirmation. This report draws. Yeah, it would just be a trade. All right, gotcha. Holders getting unlike likely climate. What? I think you got a typo there, bro. Holders getting unlike likely climate higher to offload their unlocks. Oh, holders getting unlocks, likely climate higher to offload their unlocks. I mean, that's a very dangerous game to play, you know? I mean, if anything, they probably were this first initial pump, and then they pay for marketing for people to buy it and, like, you know, shilling it and blah, blah, blah to get other people to pump it up. And again, like, I think that maybe it'll pump up to like 30 cents. But I wouldn't be holding it to I wouldn't bet on that, is what I'm saying. I think that's a risky bet. You can see, you know, that during the past, this is what, October, since April, I mean, it's been dumping and it's been unlocking. We already know that, even since before that. When did it start unlocking? Where's the drops tab? It started unlocking in October of last year, bro. Oh, no, excuse me. Oh, yeah, like a year ago. January. So it started unlocking right there. Yeah, look at the fucking dump fest, bruv. So as soon as it unlocked, they dumped the shit out of everything. And every single month, they just kept dumping. And then here, it seems like they've been holding for a lot longer. So it seems like they at least gained control of the sell pressure a little bit. This was during the period of April 17. So let's see what crypto was doing. Let's see what Bitcoin was doing. BTC, USDT. And the reason why I want to take a look at what Bitcoin was doing is because if Bitcoin was pumping and this shit was just staying sideways, then they were still dumping. They were just dumping into the sell pressure. Yeah, dude. I mean, look at this. So throughout this entire period right here, I mean, I could probably show you even better if I just overlapped. I already have beat, so let's take a look at Stark USDT. Binance, and turn on this overlap. Yeah, so you can essentially see, this is what I'm talking about right here. This is April. All throughout April, this was pumping like crazy. Bitcoin was pumping, you know, the crypto markets were rallying, and Starknet just went sideways because they were getting sold into. So they were not even allowed to like have a rally. It's just been flat and sideways the entire time. So even though it might not look like they were selling especially as hard as before, like here when it first started, it started in January, right? So that's right here. So maybe like even though it doesn't look like they're selling this hard, but remember when inflation comes out, their sell pressure also diminishes. But here this should have been pumping and it didn't. It just went sideways because they were still selling. So yeah, I mean, you can see that they're selling. I would not expect them to hold in the next unlock. I would highly expect them to dump, right? So anyways, that's my 2 cents on it. And hopefully everyone else sort of learned how I analyze tokens and whether they're a good investment or not. For a trade, yeah, maybe. You know, maybe I wouldn't hold it for more than 24 hours or 48 hours, but for a trade, it could be good. All right, guys, it's 10:30 over here. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you hit that like, that subscribe, and I will be back on Wednesday, same time, 9 a.m. Eastern. No. 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Indochina time. Peace.